व्यासाय नित्याय परमात्मने बलभद्र सुभद्राभ्यां जगन्नाथाय नमो नमः। ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनाशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनीति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Prabhuji, I think your slides are a bit slow for me because of my internet. Are we to the next slide or?
Yes, I am highlighting the Shlok 2.5.
Yes. Yeah. Any Mataji or Prabhuji would like to recite?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji, please go
Bhagavad
ahead.
Gita 2.51 कर्मजं बुद्धियुक्ता हि फलं त्यक्त्वा मनीषिणः जन्मबन्धविनिर्मुक्ताः पदं गच्छन्त्यनामयम्. Translation by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. By thus engaging in devotional service to the Lord, great sages or devotees free themselves from the results of work in the material world. In this way, they become free from the cycle of birth and death and attain the state beyond all miseries by going back to Godhead. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. So, see, if we see this verse here, Krishna tells the essence of devotional service, because we engage our life in service in this material world for the material people who are around us in our entire life. But at the end, what we get, again, maybe if we are fortunate, again, this human body in this material world. This is all that we get, nothing extra we get. But here, Krishna is telling the essence of devotional service, that if you give your life for serving Krishna, if we devote our life in devotional service, then what we get, we can free ourselves from the shackles of this material world. We can free oneself from the bondage of birth, death, old disease, BDOD, right? Birth, death, old disease. In this way, we will be eligible for going back to Godhead, where, as Srila Prabhupada writes in his purport, that we will be eligible for going back to Vaikuntha. Vaikuntha is where there is no kuntha, there is no miseries of this material world. It's completely free. That is why in this life, whatever we do, for example, especially in this spiritual world, many people follow a lot of rules and regulations. Many people follow so many rituals. Why? If you talk to them, you will get to know that no, we will get some punya. We'll get some punya. We'll get some Akshay Tritiya. We'll do this. We'll get this punya. We'll get some good blessings from different people, from the society, from our neighbors. But this is not the actual goal for which we are here. Krishna consciousness is not about good blessings. Krishna consciousness is about getting rid of birth and death, which we think we don't give importance, because especially in this Hindu culture, this punya and papa are so strong that we tend to get attracted towards punya too much, instead of thinking that, okay, if you get punya, as Bhagavad Gita tells, that shine punye marte lokam vishanti, that even after all your punyas get vanished, once again you have to come down. We don't give much attention to this, because our attention is that we should get punya, and then by getting those punyas we will get some good fruits again. But we forget that to get those fruits, to enjoy that fruits, we have to come again to this material world. We have to come to the, we have to come and take the shelter of again a womb, where again the misery starts, the starting point of misery. We have to come. That's why Bhagavad Gita says that even if you go to Satyaloka, that is Brahmaji's Loka, even from there you have to come. A Brahma Bhuvna Loka Punra Avartino Arjun. Ki, hey Arjun, even if you go to Brahmalok, from there you have to come. That's why engaging oneself in this devotional service in this life is so important, that once we perform devotional service, we start the journey of getting rid of this, from this chain of birth and death. And that is the essence, that is the ultimate goal, ultimate thing that we can get from devotional service. And Srimad Bhagavatam tells a very beautiful thing out of the inference of devotional service. Bhagavatam says, Susrushu Shraddhanasya Vasudeva Katharushi Sayan Mahat Sevya Vipra Punya Tirth Nishevanat. This verse is an example of devotional service, that if we serve Krishna and his pure devotees, what are we getting in return? We are getting the sukriti of getting attracted towards his internal pastimes. And the moment we get attracted towards his pastimes, you will see our mind would always wander in his pastimes, thinking here and then. Wherever our physical body is, doesn't matter, but our mind will be in the aroma, in that enjoying in the pastimes of Krishna wherever we are, whether in standing in a bus stand for a bus, or doing our office work, or whatever it is, cooking, even in a washroom, our mind would be attracted, completely embedded in Krishna's pastimes. If we do devotional service, if we serve Krishna as well as his pure devotees, that is why in this verse Krishna is telling that once we engage oneself in devotional service, not in material service, because till that day we keep on doing material service, it will give us the fruit as this material world, in the best case. Okay, in the worst case we can get a hog's life as well. That is why until we get that faith that Krishna is the only one whom I need to serve, because he is the only one who can give me mukti. That's why Mukundaha. That's why Padma Purana says, Mukti Pradata Sarvesham Vishnur Evana Sanshaya. Apart from Vishnu, there is no one else who can give us mukti, who can liberate us from this material world, this material, surrounding. Because this material world is for every moment. Padam padam yat vipadam. Every moment there is danger. But even then, we love this material world. That's why our great Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, Maya bose ache bheshe khache habudubu bhai. Bhaktivinoda Thakur says that Maya bose, under the influence, under the control of Maya, ache bheshe, he's floating in Maya, here and there he's floating. And khache habudubu bhai, I mean, habudubu means sometimes when he is above water, he feels, oh my God, this material world is so beautiful girls, so much amount of money, so much amount of jewelry, such a big house. So many good things are happening. I have so beautiful wife. I have such a big, post in my office. So many things. But once you are laid off from your company, you are in a director level earning 10 lakh per annum, per month. But once you get laid off, all miseries start coming. है ना? खाचे हाबू डुबू भाई. Habu is up and Dubu is down. So when you are under the water, when you are under the miseries, all pains starts. You know, if you want to enjoy the pain, if you want to realize really, put your head under in a bucket of water, put your mouth under the water, inside the water, and just wait for a minute. If 1 minute is a big deal, you will see the pain that comes out. So like that, we think that when things are going good in this material world, we are very lucky. But suddenly, when things turn out on the negative side, we think that, oh, why what we did so much of punya, so much of good work, so much charity on Akshay Tritiya, which never gets shayat. So all those things keep on coming. So that's why Krishna says that we have to put ourselves in this in devotional in serving Krishna and his pure devotees, because by this we can free oneself. Because when we serve Krishna, we don't serve for pleasing oneself. We would be serving Krishna to please himself, to please Krishna. Hari sansadhim toshanam, to please, to satisfy Krishna, to make Krishna happy. That's why it is said that whenever we do any activity, whatever we do, we should devote it to Krishna. Yat karoshi, yat shanashi, yat juhoshi, dadashi, yat tapasyashi konte mad arpanam. That whatever you do, give it to me. By this, you will free yourself from the shackles of this material world, from all the material, the mode of goodness, mode of ignorance. All these modes will get free. By when we will not think that when we have to enjoy the fruits of the karma that we did. Because Krishna is so rare that out of all the Jiva Tattva, the rarest of the rare is able to attain Krishna. We have to understand that until an iota of the feeling that I want to enjoy, I like Golgappa. If this feeling is also there, this feeling is a hindrance on the path of devotion, on the path of going to Krishna. This is a hindrance, big obstacle in life. Because if you study the internal pastimes of Krishna and the internal people who are around Krishna and Srimati Radharani, you will see they never have this feeling of enjoying oneself. In fact, in many scriptures, it has been described that even whether it's Vishakha, Lalita, Champaklata, whoever it is, in their houses, they don't have anything for them. Even if it is described that even a comb, which is used for combing your hair, that sort of comb is there, which Srimati Radharani likes to comb her hair with. That comb has nothing to do with Lalita or Vishaka. They don't use it. Just imagine our condition. Do we have anything in our house which we don't use it? Which is kept for someone else? No. In our house, we have things which we use it. But in their houses, whatever is there, it is just meant for Krishna and Srimati Radharani. So just think the difference between Jiva Tattva and Krishna Tattva, Vishnu Tattva. Just imagine the difference. That's why until we have that sense of enjoyment in our life, that I want to enjoy in any aspect, we will be under the control of this Maya's power. And if we want to override this Maya's power, then we have to take Krishna's shelter, Krishna's foot, the lotus foot. There's no other way. Because Krishna himself tells, Mam Maya Duruttaya, Mamevya Prapadante, Maya Medam Tarantite. That if you come to me, then only you will be freed from Maya. There is no other way. That's why wherever we are, however we are, we should pray to Krishna with only one thing. What? That Bhagavatam teaches us. Bhagavatam says, Pade Pade Yatha Bhakti Padoyostav Jayate Tatha Kurushva Devesha Nathastvam no Yat Prabho. Hey, my Krishna, wherever I am, whatever I am, means however I am, just give me that blessings that I should be near your lotus foot. Wherever I am, I don't bother whether I take a birth of a hog, I don't care. Let it be because of my karma. But just give me your devotion service. That's all that I want in my life. So this is the essence of devotion service. Because in today's world, in this so-called intellectual society, in today's intellectual society, people say, I have read Bhagavad Gita. Okay, very good. Well, best of luck. So, what did you understand? See, in Bhagavad Gita, it is told, Karmanni vadikaraste ma phaleshu kadachit. Do karma, work is worship. Karma is the only thing that you should do. That's what Bhagavad Gita talks about. But Krishna tells, and Srila Prabhupada very beautifully writes in his purport, he says, if you do service for your oneself, that is karma. But if your service is for Krishna, then only that karma will become karma yoga. Otherwise, no. Because at times we think that, oh, I'm going to office, this is my karma. And this is what Krishna wanted, this is what Krishna told. Karmanni vadikaraste. Doing karma is your thing, is your part, nothing else. But that is not karma yoga. Karma yoga is the karma which you are devoting to Krishna, not to oneself. Karma which we are doing to please Krishna, not to ourselves. So the question lies here is, whatever the karmas that we are doing from the morning 5 o'clock that we get up till night 10 o'clock that we sleep, how many types of karmas we do which is for pleasing Krishna and not for pleasing oneself? The question lies here. So that's why Krishna says, in fact, Krishna gives this as a formula of how to attain Krishna. That until and unless we think we have the tendency of enjoying oneself with our relatives or the society, this party, that kitty party, and all those things, until as we have that sense of enjoyment, till that day we have to suffer, because Sashwatam Dukhalyam, this material world is always filled with miseries. There is no other point here. Sometimes we think that this is good, that is good. One day, my wife had cooked something. So I know a bit of cooking, thanks to Srila Prabhupada again, kitchen department. So I told my wife that if you would have cooked like this, it would have been more tastier. Then I realized something and I said, see, suppose if we assume that I did not know what to cook and how to cook and what not, or anything about kitchen, then whatever you cooked, it is tastier, I would have consumed. But as I know cooking, so I'm giving you directions. So I told, see, this is why we should not praise anyone's good qualities, or we should not condemn anyone for his own bad qualities. Because at times good qualities are also obstacles in life. Good habits are also obstacles in life. Because as I know cooking, I taunted her saying that no, this could have been much bit better. Because, for example, if I would not have known, whatever she cooked, it was good, I would have consumed. So that is why we should not think that, okay, I have this quality, so I know I am the best, or some qualities are bad, so I am the bad. We have to think and we have to understand this concept that we belong to Krishna, Krishna belongs to us. That's why it's a very beautiful line that keeps on coming here and there, as it says, and this is not a line or a statement. This is a faith which we should have, which we should inherit in ourselves, that this is the firm and the only truth which we should consider in our life. And the line is, it says, मेरा कोई ना सहारा बिनु तेरे घनश्याम सावरिया मेरे. So in this line, how much faith we have, that matters. Only singing the song or just reiterating 100 times doesn't make it. But because it is always said, how depth you are in devotion, that thing is tested when you are alone. And obviously, when we are alone, we should test oneself that even when our children are not there at home, wife is not there at home, husband is not there at home, no one is there, when I'm alone, in which all places my mind wanders, and what all things my mind thinks about, and how many times my thinks about Krishna. And that's the question that we have to ask oneself. And then only, not only by physically, but by mentally also, we have to put ourselves in Krishna's pastimes. Then only we can, we can float in Krishna's pastimes every now and then. Then only we can become Krishna consciousness. And this is what Krishna consciousness is. Krishna consciousness is not about dressing oneself with various sort of dresses. The Krishna consciousness is not about doing a lot of makeups. Krishna consciousness is just about floating your mind in Krishna, in Krishna's pastimes, with Krishna's pure devotees. That's all how we can become Krishnamaya. And that is what we have to do if we want to get rid of this material world. Otherwise, it is very difficult. And in today's world, if you see where there is so much of exposure, everyone, as there's a that line statement goes, that taste all but get addicted to none. That we want to do this, we want to do that as well, we want to taste this, we want to go there, we want to check this, we want to do so many things. And this is actually our life is in complete haste. We are so busy, we are so much occupied that leave about family and friends, we don't have time for us oneself as well. That's why we are doing karma, but that karma has no relation with Bhagavad Gita. That karma has only relation with our physical body and with our physical surroundings, nothing else. That's why we have to give a checkpoint that whatever karmas that we are doing, whether that is for oneself, for pleasing oneself, or for pleasing Krishna. So this question we should take away with today's session and think that how many times I am just here to please Krishna, and how many times I am here for pleasing oneself, for pleasing my relations, my relatives, my here and there, my buddies, and all material people. So with this, I conclude. If any Mataji or Prabhuji has any questions, we can take, or otherwise we can stop the session.